Alright, no problem. So here is a video on how to create a Ventoy USB drive from scratch. And by the way, you only really need three things. And number one is that you need a USB drive such as this one. And I do recommend at the very least 32 gigs just like this one, and if not, 64 just like this one. And also be sure that you are using a reputable brand such as Samsung or even SanDisk. There's also Lexar or PNY, because I have seen and read reports that Ventoy's application can in fact destroy lower end USB drives. So to get started, all you need to do is to go to ventoy.net and then click over here on downloads, and then once you are here, scroll down to this section and then click on this. Once you are on this new page, go ahead and click on download the latest version. And then just wait for it to finish downloading. And there it is. Now you can open this and then you can extract. So I'm gonna right click on this, and now I'm going to click on extract all, and then I'm going to hit extract. Okay, so now we have our Ventoy application right here. And in this case, we need to open Ventoy to disk. But before I move on, how do you get the ISOs? I've gotten this question multiple times, and all you have to do is to do a Google search for the ISOs. In this case, if you are looking for Windows 11 ISO, then just do a search for that, and then be sure to land on the official websites. In this case, Microsoft.com. And once you are here, all you have to do is to scroll down all the way to this section that says download Windows 11 disk image ISO. Then all you do is to select Windows 11 right here and then confirm. Then for Zorin OS, you just go to Zorin.com and then find the download section, and then scroll down to this right here, Zorin OS 18.1 core, and then just select on download. And then for Hiren's boot, you just come over here, click on download, then scroll all the way down until you find this right here. This is the ISO download right there. And then for Conzilla, you do the same thing. You go to conzilla.org and then you find the download section and make sure that you select ISO, and then go ahead and download it. Okay, so back to Ventoy. I'm gonna go ahead and then open this one, Ventoy to disk. Okay, so I'm gonna press yes on this pop-up, and now what I need to do is to actually insert my USB drive. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that next. Alright, the USB is plugged in. Now I'm gonna hit refresh right here, and there it is, my 32 gigs SanDisk Ultra Fit USB drive. So now you can see here that there is no Ventoy in the device, but the Ventoy in this package is 1.1.12. So now what I'm going to do is to hit on install. And then this is going to give me a warning that the device will be formatted, which means all of the data will be lost on it. So be sure that you are aware of that. Okay, so I'm gonna press yes, and now this is going to double check with me if I'm absolutely sure that it is going to format and destroy everything that's in it. In my case, my answer is yes. So now I'm gonna hit yes, and all you have to do here is wait for this to finish. It only takes a couple of seconds, and there you go, it's already done. Congratulations, Ventoy has been successfully installed to the device. So I'm gonna hit OK. And now, if you have noticed, I also have an update button right here. So, of course, if my Ventoy USB drive is on an older version, such as 1.1.10, then all I need to do is to hit on update, and it will update my device for me. And in fact, here is something that's very cool, because if I hit on update, you can see that it says the upgrade operation is safe, and that ISO files in my Ventoy is going to be unchanged. So I can go ahead and continue, and I don't have to worry about my ISOs, files, folders, or exes being affected. So for now, I'm gonna say no because it is already up to date. So now the next step is that I'm gonna go ahead and close out of this, minimize this, and now I'm going to go to this PC, and you will see, because I recently installed it, I have a Ventoy drive. This is actually the drive where you wanna put all of your ISOs in here. But let me show you something real quick. I'm going to eject this real quick, and then I'm going to unplug and replug the USB drive. Now you can see that we actually get two drives, Ventoy and then Ventoy EFI. This is our Ventoy image, so we don't touch this. So like I said earlier, this is where you put all of your ISOs. So what I'm going to do is to right click and then go to properties, and then I'm simply going to rename this to ISOs. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and open this. Now I'm going to create some folders. In this case, I'm going to name this one Windows. And then the next one is going to be Linux. By the way, you don't have to do this. I'm only doing this for organizational purposes. You can go ahead and copy and paste all of your ISOs here if you want to. All right, I have one more folder, and in this case, I'm just going to name it Recovery. All right, last but not least, we are ready to copy and paste all of our ISOs right here. So I already have them here in my downloads folder. So all I'm going to do is to right click on them and then click on copy. Then I'm going to right click right here and then paste it. That is all you have to do. So now I'm just going to wait for this to finish. All right, all of my ISOs just finished copying. So now what I'm going to do is to select them and put them into their respective folders. So Clonezilla and Hiren's Boot will go into my recovery folder. Windows 11 will go into the Windows folder, and last but not least, Zorin OS will go into the Linux folder. And that's it, you guys. That is all you need to do to set up your Ventoy USB drive. So now this is completely ready. Then what you can do is to restart your machine and then tap on F12 on your keyboard to select your Ventoy USB drive to boot from your respective ISO. So let me go ahead and show you. I'm going to right click right here, and then I'm going to restart my machine. And now what I'm going to do is to tap on F12 on my keyboard. That way I can get into my boot menu, and you'll see here in just a moment. All right, and here we go. So now what I'm going to do is to select my USB drive. In this case, UEFI SanDisk. By the way, a lot of people have issues sometimes booting into Ventoy. So what I like to do is to turn off secure boot. This will guarantee that you will be able to boot into your Ventoy USB drive. So now I'm going to press on enter, and then you will see that I'll be able to boot into Ventoy. And there we go. Here it is. And remember those folders that I created? Well, check this out. I'm going to tap on F3 on my keyboard, and now I'm going to get a directory view. Isn't this cool? So now if I select Linux and press enter, I'm going to get my Linux ISO. I can go back, I'm going to select recovery, I get Clonezilla and Hiren's Boot, and then of course, last but not least, Windows. I'm actually gonna go ahead and select my Windows ISO. So I'm gonna press enter and boot into normal mode, and then you will see that this is going to boot into my Windows 11 ISO so that I can install a fresh copy of Windows 11 on this machine. Alright, and as you can see here, I am now on the Windows 11 setup wizard. So I was able to successfully boot into the Windows 11 ISO. Now I can do a fresh install of Windows 11 on this machine. I hope that you found this helpful and useful. If you have any questions about anything that I showed here, just let me know. And if you have any other tech tips you would like me to share, also let me know. Take care and good luck.